Hi everyone, I'm Sheree Gomes Gupta, contributing editor at Vogue India. Thank you for tuning in today. Our guest for today really needs no introduction. Whether it was a much celebrated chemistry with actor Shah Rukh Khan in iconic movies like Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge and Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, that frankly made us all fall in love with the idea of love again, or her gripping portrayal of a psychotic killer in Gupta, or more recently, a powerful performance as Savitri by Malusare in the historical action drama Tanaji last year. She's shown us time and time again just why she is considered one of Hindi cinema's greatest actresses. Off screen, too, she has continued to stay true to herself and her beliefs. And she's now making her OTT debut with Tribhanga Teri Medi Crazy, premiering on Netflix on January 15th. Please welcome the super talented Kajol Devgan. Hi, Kajol.
Hi, Sheree. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for joining us today. I know you're on a really tight schedule, so I'm going to go straight to Tribhanga. The trailer is looking amazing.
Please.
How excited are you about the film?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How excited are you about the
I
film?
am very, very excited about it. Very, very much so, because the film, actually, we finished shooting for the film in January last year, and the lockdown commenced and everything kind of came to a halt. And you're like, oh my God, I want this film to release. I've finished. We've done with it. So, when is it going to release? So, yeah, I'm really happy that that time is finally here and we can officially talk about the film and officially get excited about the film also. So, yeah, I'm really happy.
What can audiences expect from it? What do you think they should be expecting from this film?
I think it's a pretty much what you see is what you get kind of trailer, because I think it's about three women. It's about a mother, a daughter, a grandmother, and it's about their relationships. It's about a mother-daughter relationship basically, and it's about how we all, like, nobody is perfect, regardless of whether you believe you've done the right thing all your life, or you believe that you've picked the right things when you were put in front of the choices, and all that. You never know what has gone wrong. You never know who it has affected intentionally or unintentionally till you're faced with it. Hindsight really is 2020. And whatever you may say about it, your mother is your mother and she's going to remain your mother. And that relationship and that bond is something that is eternal, and you have to resolve whatever the issues are in it. You have no choice in the matter, really.
Right. What drew you to it? Why did you, I mean, what about it made you want to be a part of this project?
Actually, Tribhanga was narrated to me about 4 years back, nearly 3.5 years back. And Renuka has given me the maximum narrations for that film, I think. I've heard the film about 5 times. And each time I heard the film, I loved the script. I loved the relationships between all the characters, whether it was Anu's character, which is my character, or and Anu's brother, or Milan, or Tanvi. It was, everybody was so which is, Tanvi is being played by Tanvi's Nayan. Tanvi Azmi is playing Nayan, my mother, in the film.
Yeah.
So I think it was everybody put together. Everybody's relationships were so complicated, and at the same time so real. And everybody was, I don't know, speaking their own truth in a very, very relatable manner. So I loved the film. I thought it was funny, I thought it was cool, and I really, really wanted to do it. I really wanted to play Anu. I thought she was a very, very cool character to play.
Yeah. So tell us a little about your character. From whatever little we've seen in the trailer, it seems to be quite an intense role, which revolves around all these complicated relationships. How did you?
Anu is a very, very passionate character. She is an extremely passionate character. Everything about her is a little OTT. She just is like that. She feels everything intensely. She wants to feel everything intensely, and she wants to, either it's her way, or it won't be the highway, but she will be out of it for sure, or she'll throw you out of her way for sure. So that is Anu's character. She will say what she thinks, whatever it may be. There is really no filter to her mouth at times. And most of the time, actually, there is no filter to her mouth. And if she doesn't like you, you had it, because then she really will, kind of go for the jugular and take you apart. And that's really her character in the film, is that, she feels everything, and she feels so much of it, and so much of her is reacting to things that she also somewhere down the line doesn't realize that what she's doing may have repercussions. And most of the times it doesn't matter. The repercussions don't even matter to her. She thinks about them, she's like, it doesn't matter, I will do what I still want to do. Right. So I love her character. Most of the times Anu is this supremely she is the central character of the film, but she's also one of the most, like you see her and you're seeing the film from, a lot of it is from her point of view also, but you see her from everybody else's point of view also. I think that's what's so fabulous about Anu, and that's what I loved about the film, really.
So when you were prepping for this film, did you draw from your own experiences as a daughter and as a mother?
Renuka has written the film completely. Renuka really has provided 99% of the film is Renuka's. She's written this film completely. She has acted it out for me. She has given me so much of material to work with that I honestly, my contribution to it is truly very little. I have to give Renuka like complete kudos to bringing my performance out, and to, to getting all this out of me, and to, making Anu who she is today. So today that you see on screen. So I really have to give Renuka credit for that. No, I didn't prep that much for it, because Renuka had already prepped for it for me. She had worked 3 times as hard, and she knew every character's dialogue by heart. And, she was there enacting everything for us. And so I'm very grateful to have worked with her as a director.
Okay. Tell us a little about the intergenerational dynamic between your, Mithali, and Tanvi's characters.
All 3 characters are, as we put it, intergenerational. There is a huge generation gap between all 3. But what you realize in the film is that even though there is a generational gap, we're all just women, and we all believe that we are making the right choices. Again, like they say, hindsight is 20/20. You only realize afterwards, much, much later, whether this choice that you made is the right choice or not, and how it affected each and every one of the people around you. But at that point of time, you believe that you're making the right choice. You believe wholeheartedly, and you're going ahead with living in, the way you think is the right way to live, basically. So all 3 of them think in a very weird way, in the same way. Even though they're from different generations, all 3 of them are doing the same thing, So I think that's the crux of the film, is that even though they're coming from different generations, even though they are, so many thought patterns apart, but at the end of the day, they're all 3 of them are doing what they think is right for themselves and for the people around them. It's not a selfish thought process, and it's just human. It's not female, male, it's not anything else. It's just human.
Right. So, films directed by Renuka Shahani. You have other strong women starring in it, like Tanvi Azmi and Mithali Palkar. What was the experience like working on such a women's strong film?
Oh, it was great. It was fabulous. I can't tell you how much estrogen there was on the set. We completely beat the testosterone like hollow. I can't tell you how much fun we had, and how many dirty jokes we cracked on set. And we had a great time. We really, it was like a running. If you saw the BTS of this film, you would be in splits. I think it's way better than the film, actually, to be honest. The BTS. I shouldn't be saying that though. Though it may not be. It may not be for legal viewing, but it may have too many legal complexities for anybody to view. But it's highly entertaining. I cannot tell you how entertaining it is. And I can't tell you how entertained we were. We have rolled on the floor laughing. We have had such a blast. So I think there was one point where Renuka and me had this huge conversation about men, and suddenly you could hear this utter silence on the sets. we realized that all the guys around us had quietly kept their mouths shut, and everybody was looking down, and nobody was willing to look up and take part in this conversation anymore, because Renuka and me was happily standing with like hands on our hips, and we were having this like huge heated thing on men, on guys, and I was like, oh my god, the estrogen is overwhelming on this.
May I ask what it was about? Do you remember what it was about?
No, I cannot talk about it currently.
Okay. Worked on the big screen successfully for many decades. What made you decide to now work with an OTT platform?
I think the good thing about an OTT platform is the fact that you have a bigger variety of story to tell, and it doesn't really depend on, you don't really depend on a commercial aspect of it. You know, the commercial aspect of it is taken care of beforehand rather than later. I think that's really what, so that really gives them the freedom to make the kind of films that you would not normally see in a theater. Because when you want to do a film for theater release, there's so much money at stake, and there is so much of, you have to look into the economics of it. You have no choice in the matter. If you want to recover this money, and nobody wants to lose money in a business at the end of the day, you have to look at the economics of the situation to say that, okay, this is a workable, feasible, project. And sometimes it's difficult to do that. It is difficult to do that. It's better now today because we have, our audience, fortunately for us, has grown to that extent that we have films like, we have a lot of films coming out which are not the regular cliched, happy commercial love stories. So I think, I think fortunately for us, thank you to the audience to having reached this point that we have, but we still have a ways to go. Right. We still have a way go, and I really believe that we will never reach some fantastic point as well. Our society will never evolve to that point where we will be able to talk about everything in a commercial film. So I think an OTT platform is a good, way of putting out what you want to say without worrying too much about who is going to offend, really.
Right. And was the experience vastly different from, going on a big film production and shooting?
Not at all. No? Not at all. Not at all. A film is a film at the end of the day, and whether it's working or not working, and it wasn't different at all. I mean, the only difference is that I'm doing digital interviews now instead of doing personal interviews and traveling from city to city to do, things like that. But yeah, that's the only difference.
That we're all doing since last year. Everyone's now.
Yeah, exactly. The pandemic has changed everything. So, yeah.
So that actually brings me to my next question. So, Vogue India's January issue is a motherhood special. And I know you to be a hands-on mom. So being a hands-on mom of two, what's it been like since the last year, since the pandemic and lockdowns in the Devgan household?
The hands-on has been a little too hands-on. I think my children are both ready to, I think one of them though is ready to like shoot me and, just tell me that, okay, mom, enough now. She wants to put me in a box somewhere, like the coronavirus, and, saying that you're the virus, not corona. Yeah. So, but my son is in Bombay right now. I'm in Singapore. So I think he misses me like mad, and I miss him like mad. So I don't think he's sick of me, but my daughter is definitely showing signs.
Right. But what was it like? How did you guys, were there any lessons you've learned in the lockdown, and how, the challenges that you've had to face in this past 1 year, even as
I think the biggest challenge was just realizing that each of us needed space. I think the biggest lesson that we all learned in that was that it doesn't matter your age, that it didn't matter whether my son was 8 years old or my daughter was 17 or I was 40 odd. We all have that issue of space, and we all need it, and we all need that little extra bit of tolerance. We all need to give that to each other as well, and to have that given back to us as well, that we will snap. You will snap after spending so much time together and so much of It's not, it's like you couldn't even open a door without having like two people standing out in front of you. You can't do anything. You can't, like, it's like if you have to listen to music, you want to listen to music on your headphones. Do not put it loudly because I'm listening to my thing here as well. So just calm down. So, I mean, it's things like that. And you have to just reciprocate, accommodate, and understand that everybody, all of them from all ages. I mean, you can't just put my son down because he's the youngest, or say that, okay, you're 9 years old, what do you need? It's not that. So I think that's the biggest lesson that we learned, is that we all needed our time and space alone, away from each other, and we had to do that and give it to each other without getting offended about it, or without letting it affect us personally, or taking it personally, to say that, oh, you don't want to spend time with me only. No, it's not that. I don't want to spend time with anybody.
Right.
So, yeah.
Are there any projects you are working on, not just for OTT, but even otherwise, projects that are close to your heart?
I'm hearing a lot of scripts right now, and I think it's too soon really to say that, when will we start working? So I think right now I'm here, and I'm just listening to stuff right now. I haven't okayed. I'm listening to 2-3 things that I may or may not like. It's all up in the air, and it's a question mark currently.
Any non-film projects that are close to your heart that you're working on? Right.
Nothing right now. Nothing.
What would you like to see as an actor, not just as an actor, but also as a mother and as a woman in India, to happen in 2021?
Happen in 2021. I would love to see women stand up and judge women less. That is one thing that I really want to see happen less. I want to stop seeing women, taking off on women. Really. I really want to see that happen. I want to see a women's club happening. I want women to support women. I want women to support women. I don't want women to stand up and start and criticize other women for no rhyme or reason.
Right.
I really want that to stop. In a biggish way. And I feel that has a lot to do with feminism. I feel that has a lot to do with where we're going as a gender. I feel that has a lot who we also as women have to realize that we want to be. Who do we want to be? Do we really want to be men? I don't want to be a man. I'm very happy being a woman. I'm very happy dressing well and, putting on my makeup and, doing female and girly things as well. I don't want to be a man. The truth is that I don't want to be a man. So I think as a gender, I hope and pray that we also somewhere realize and understand who we want to be as women, as a whole.
And my last question to you, why go see Tribhanga?
Please go see Tribhanga. It's fun. It's going to make you cry a little bit. I better warn you beforehand. It's going to make you laugh. And I hope and pray that at the end of the film, you will go back and you will realize that your mother is a woman. You will realize that your daughter is an individual. And you will realize that you love them both very, very, very much. And yes, it matters when you say, I love you, because they're waiting to hear it.
Okay, great. Thank you again, Kajol, for joining us, and all the best on this film. For those of you who tuned in, I hope you've enjoyed this chat. Don't forget to tune into Netflix on January 15th for the world premiere. 15th for the world premiere. Yeah. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Kajol. Thanks.